Namaste, namaste, and welcome to our last chair yoga session for this term. Today we are going to work through some of the things that we've used this term to incorporate them into a practice that hopefully is the culmination of all of your effort recently. So let's begin with a little bit of centering. So sitting towards the edge of your seat and trying to find that sense of length in the body, softening the shoulders down, lengthening through the crown of the head and resting the hands wherever is comfortable. Let's begin by closing the eyes or gazing gently downward if you prefer. Taking this moment to step away from everything else that's going on around you. Bringing yourself to this time and place and space for yoga. Notice how your body is feeling in this moment. Notice any areas of stiffness or tightness or tension or discomfort. Remember to work with those areas compassionately through our practice. Try to notice at least one place in the body that feels peaceful, calm, and at ease. Allow that sense of ease to ripple out into other parts of the body, perhaps beginning to soften tensions, relaxing your forehead and the area around your eyes and your mouth and your tongue and your jaw. Softening the shoulders down. Move your awareness to your breath. Notice the breath that you breathe in this moment without any control. Notice the rate and the rhythm of your breath. The movement of your breath in your body. The sensation of the air coming in through the nose and the warmth of the breath leaving the body. When you're ready, you can gently deepen your breath. As you exhale, engaging the belly muscles to exhale more completely. And then soften the belly to breathe deeply into the sides of the body, the back and the chest. Exhaling long and slow and deep, engaging to exhale fully. Breathing into the rib cage, the collarbones, the shoulder blades. Breathing out long and slow and deep, engaging across the belly to breathe out fully. As you breathe in, feel the breath lift you tall. As you breathe out, softening the shoulders down, relaxing deeper into the grounding you feel through the buttocks and the feet. Take a few more breaths in this way. At the end of your next exhalation, simply drawing your chin towards your chest, not pressing to get anywhere in particular, just wherever your head naturally falls with gravity. Give yourself a gentle smile, and then raise your head and open your eyes. And as you do that, maybe you want to roll your shoulders. Very good. A few times in each direction if you like. Okay, so I'm going to put these blocks that I've got to one side, just so that we can focus a little bit on our feet before we come into doing a bit more different practice. So taking your awareness down into your feet, we're going to begin by lifting the toes, one and then the other, flapping the foot. It's called duck walking. So we're just almost like you were tapping your toes, but one and then the other. Ball of the foot lifting and releasing to the floor. And you can feel the energy coming into the muscles in the calves and down the sides of the shins. And then changing this into heels. So one heel lifting and then the other. Try to do it in a way, so I thumped my first heel to the floor, but try to do this in a way that feels controlled. So the heel just kisses the floor before it lifts again. And here the balls of the feet stay steadily on the floor. It's just the rest of the foot that moves. I've got a little jaunty jig going with my upper body, but you can keep yourself still if you prefer. And then we're going to do both. We're going to lift one set of toes and the opposite heel, and then rock through the whole foot alternately. So if you find alternate feet really toughy like this, just do both at the same time. 2 heels, 2 toes, 2 heels, 2 toes. But the movements that we do that are different on one side of the body from the other can be really useful for encouraging the 2 hemispheres of the brain to talk to one another. And maintaining that cognitive function helps us to maintain all of our brain gym things for a little bit longer. So once you've done this for a little while, we're going to bring the feet to stillness and bring the feet all the way together, and then lift the heels up and take them out, lift the toes up and take them out, lift the heels up and take them out, lift the toes up and take them out. And then we'll do the opposite way, heels up, toes in, toes down, heels in, toes up, toes in, heels up, heels in. Let's go all the way out, this nice scissor or concertina effect, just pivoting on the feet, using the ankles and the legs, quite nice for the hips as well. And then we'll bring our feet to steadiness in the center. We're going to sit all the way back into the seat so that the thighs are supported by the chair itself, and then just roll the ankles. So you can sit nice and tall here to maintain that sense of lift, and the legs can be extended out in front of you, or they can be down towards the floor as you choose. Extended legs works these muscles in the legs a little bit more, if that feels like the right thing for you to do. When you're ready, you can relax your legs down. I'm just turning a little bit sideways so it's easier to see. And then we can do a gentle kicking of the legs. Make sure that you're not going to kick anything underneath your chair or the chair itself. And here we're not trying to get the legs straight every time. We're just making a little bit of lubrication across the knee. So any movement here, however small, is useful. If you can work up to some larger movements, that's great. And then here we're going to bring the feet down towards the floor and sway them from side to side. So you'll notice my feet aren't touching the floor because I've got quite short legs. So sitting all the way back in the seat allows me to do this. And once we've done a bit of side to side swaying, which is quite nice for these muscles at the outside of the thighs, we can do a little swirling. So I'm drawing one foot in a circle and then the other, alternate feet. Or you can do both at the same time if you prefer. When you're ready, you can swap direction, both at the same time if you prefer. And then bring your feet back down to the floor. We'll shift ourselves forward. We're going to take the feet long in front of us, knees a little bit bent, legs are slightly extended, but a little bit bent on the heels of the feet, and just stirring one ankle and then the other. Again, if you want to get your upper body involved, then that's fine. Just use a bit of effort across your middle. If you prefer to keep stillness in your upper body, you can. We'll go the opposite way as well. Very good. And then we're going to come back to center. With the feet firmly on the floor, they can be a little bit further apart if that is comfortable. We want to have as much, we want to have the whole of the buttocks on the chair, maybe even a touch of the upper thighs as well. And we're going to sit really tall, take the arms nice and wide, and then round through the spine, Just bringing the chin towards the chest, the hands maybe towards the knees. Sit really tall. If you like, you can make a small circle with the arms as you take them back, opening the chest and thinking about lengthening the front of the body in this position, even that space between the neck and the chest, and then rounding through the spine the opposite way, shortening that space in the front body, lengthening the back body. Let's do a few more of these. If you like, with your breath, breathing in as you open the chest, breathing out as you round, scoop the belly in. Breathing in as you open the chest, nice and firm with the feet in the floor as well. Breathing out as you round. Let's do one more like this. Breathing in and breathing out. And then coming to sit tall, just rolling the shoulders a couple of times and in the opposite direction as well. We're going to take our awareness now to the top of the body, into the neck, and then we'll do a little turning of the head from side to side. It's really important that you start these movements from the head being centered over the body and not from a position where the head is in front of the body. So just turning from side to side, only so you can get the best movement. It's not going to do you any great disservice to turn the head with the head slightly dipped forward. It's more about how much turn you can access in that position. When you're ready, you can go ear to shoulder, and it's the same thing. If your head is forward, ear to shoulder is much more toughy than if your head is centered. Ear to shoulder, and up and over to the other side. And this time, as you bring your right ear to your right shoulder, you might let your left arm hang a bit heavy, maybe even press the palm of the hand down towards the floor. Take a couple of deep breaths. And then relax that left side, bring your head back to center, sit tall, and then take your left ear to left shoulder. Just see if it's nice to hang the opposite arm down heavy. And maybe even press the right palm to the floor. Take a couple of deep breaths. And relaxing the right hand back to center, bringing the head back to center. Just do a little looking up and down as you roll the shoulders. Nice to do movements together. And then we'll finish by sitting tall, drawing the chin towards the chest. Just a gentle lift through the center to create that sense of length in the back of the body. Give yourself a smile. And then coming back to center, take the bottom teeth over the top teeth, lifting your chin up and returning to center. Give yourself another little roll of the shoulders, maybe alternate shoulders this time, and the opposite way as well. So we're going to take our arms nice and wide, turn this way a little bit more, and then from here, we're going to start with circling the arms. Now we're going to begin with the fingertips pointing away from us, and the circle's quite small. At the same time, you can press your feet into the floor to find that lift in the back of the body as well. And then we can go the opposite way as well. Nice long arms. Don't have to be absolutely straight. Keep your elbows soft if that feels good to you. Oh, I'm going to have a sneeze. And then when you're ready, relaxing the arms down. Excuse me, just a bit of hay fever. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take the arms back out, but this time we're going to press the palms away. So we're trying to really lengthen this underneath side of the arm. I find this one of the most challenging stretches there is to do. Draw your shoulder blades towards each other down the back, and then begin those small circles again. So if you're trying to polish 2 windows on either side, or give high fives to 2 friends. Then rolling in the opposite direction as well, just small circles. There's no prizes for big ones here. And then allow the arms to relax down to the sides. It's quite challenging across the shoulders, so wriggle out any effort that you need to wriggle out. And then we'll take the arms wide again. This time we're turning the palms upwards, lengthening the arms away, again drawing the shoulders down to open the chest and making those small circles. A very different feel as you turn the palms upwards, different kinds of length in the body. Let's circle in the opposite direction as well. Of course, we're training the upper back to be very strong for our shoulders as well. When you're ready, turning your palms, floating your arms down, maybe giving yourself a dancing shoulder from side to side. You can allow the rest of your body to get involved there too. So our final thing for the shoulders before we move on is to take the arms wide again, this time reaching the right palm so it's facing down and the left palm so it's facing up. We're going to settle the shoulders down, pressing into the feet and lifting in the belly muscles, and then just rolling the hands in the opposite direction. So we're rolling at the shoulder, turning one palm to face upwards, one palm to face downwards or backwards perhaps. Just moving through the arms themselves. You can see the rest of the body is quite centered and still, but if you wish to, you can allow a little bit more movement through the tops of the shoulders, the chest and the upper back, maybe even the sides of the body, if that feels good. So experiment with both the nice still movement and the moving movement, or the more dynamic movement. Still movement's definitely an oxymoron, isn't it? When you're ready, coming back to center, turning both palms down, floating the arms to the sides, just giving yourself a little wiggle, and just notice if you have effort in the back of the neck. If you do, sit tall, just draw your chin towards your chest, take a gentle smile, feel that length, and then raising your head up, opening your eyes if they've been closed, rolling the shoulders if that feels good. Aces. So now we've worked through the center a little bit, let's just do a touch more for work through the body. Let's do a touch more for the center. Feet nice and wide. We're sitting on the chair nice and steadily and just going to start a stirring of the body. So it's almost like we're drawing a circle around where the base of the spine is with the crown of the head. And here we create a little lift through the belly, and you can even put your hands onto your body. And as you move, you'll feel different sets of muscles firing. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to activate our core muscles to find that centered strength and stability, but also to lubricate the smaller joints of the spine. When you're ready, you can go in the opposite direction. If you'd like to, you can allow your head to move a little as you move. If you prefer to stay centered, that's fine. It might be more restful for the neck and shoulders that way. Whatever works for you. It doesn't need to be anything big either. Nice small movement is perfect. Using the hands on the legs for a bit of support, we'll just do one more in this direction. And then coming to center. Rolling through the shoulders. Let's keep our feet wide, but just pointing the feet a little bit more forward as opposed to out to the side. And then we'll take the arms wide but down, so not at shoulder height but down, and just begin a little side bending. Side bending to one side and then the other, firm in the belly muscles. If you need a bit more support, you can rest your hand onto your waist or onto your leg as you move to the side. This is perfectly acceptable as an alternative. Finding the thing that is best for your practice is really what we're all about. For those who want to do a little bit more, you can reach the underneath arm across the body so that you get less support, means you have to do more with the center of the body. And you might like to slow that movement down as a result. Just taking your time. This outside arm going up and over again, it doesn't need to. It could be hands on hips, as long as it feels good to you. Let's do one more to each side. Coming back to the center, we're going to raise both arms up and look up and lift through the shoulders even. And then just allow the arms to come down to the side. We'll take a little forward bend here, maybe just settling the hips a little bit further back on the seat, reaching the hands to the knees. And then we want to create lift and lean forward straight from the hips themselves. So as maybe it's easier to see sideways on. So we lean forward with scooping the belly in, the back stays quite long, there's no rounding or a hunching. And then we begin with a gentle sway of the chest from side to side, really strong in the belly muscles here, keeping that lift. The sway from side to side allows us to find a little bit of space in the low back. And then when you're ready, you can come to center and see if you can go a little bit further down. And a little bit further down, you might rest your forearms perhaps on your legs and find that sway from side to side. Or it might be enough just to rest here in the center. For those who would like to, you can go a little bit further down still. Slide your hands down your legs, just finding a place where the crown of the head feels like it's heavy towards the floor. You can stay in any of the previous positions that we've done instead as an alternative. A little scoop of the belly in and see if there's a bit more room to move or to find comfort in this forward bend. And then when you're ready, we'll take a deep breath in and sigh out. Then slide the hands to the tops of the knees, press into the hands to just look forward gently, pressing into the hands a bit more to support the body upright. So we come out the way we went into it with this nice long spine. And then at the top of the movement, maybe giving your shoulders a little roll, or take some stillness if that is what feels good. Aces. We're going to bring our feet towards each other. And again, we're towards the end of the edge of the chair, but not so that we're in danger of slipping off. The feet can be as close together as feels comfortable. It doesn't need to be lots. But here we're going to do a gentle side twisting. So we're going to reach the side twisting, upright twisting. We're going to reach the arms forward and then take the right hand back and the left arm forward as we turn to the right, and then come back to center. Left hand back, right hand stays forward. Very good. We're just swinging from the shoulders and getting this twist through the body, pressing gently into the feet, finding that lift through the body. And we can play with the position of our hands as well. So at the moment, my palms are facing inwards, but we might like to, instead of swinging, open the arm like a book out to the right side and back to center. And the same thing on the left, trying to keep the hand that's forward nice and still. Let's do 2 more to each side of these. You might feel that this twist is very much more in the upper part of the back as the hips remain still and the base of the spine is nice and stabilized. And then when you're ready, just allowing the arms to swing down to the sides. Use a bit of momentum here. Soften and release across the shoulders. And rest your hands when you're ready. Take a moment in stillness to sit with length and feel the effect of your practice. Hopefully you're beginning to feel nice and lubricated, and we can move into our chair salutations. So this is just a nice little flow from the chair. It is based loosely on the sun salutation, but it's not really a traditional movement. It's just using some of these shapes that we've made with the body, coordinated together and with our breath as well. So we'll have our feet just as they are, underneath the knees and about hip width or so apart, narrow hip width apart. And we're sitting tall, engaging through the belly muscles as well. We'll start by bringing the palms together at the center of the chest and seeing if we can have a sense of drawing down with the shoulders as we lift up with the crown of the head. Just taking a breath in and out here. And then we'll begin. We'll breathe in, take the arms around the body and up, making a nice big circle, maybe looking up slightly. Breathing out, drawing the palms down to the center of the chest. Let's do that one more time. Breathing in, take the arms around the body and up. Breathing out, bringing the palms down to the center of the chest. And then we're going to breathe in, take the arms up, but lift the right knee as well. And as you breathe out, hug that knee towards you. Use the arms and round through the spine. Breathe in, this time lengthen the right leg as the arms lift up. And breathe out as you place that foot down and release the arms to the side. Very simple practice. We're breathing in, taking the arms around the body and up, looking up. Breathing out, palms together at the center of the chest. Lifting in the belly, we'll do that one more time. Breathing in, arms up. Breathing out, palms down to the center of the chest. Here we're going to release the arms to breathe in, lifting the left leg, lifting the arms up. Breathing out, hug that knee in towards you, maybe rounding gently through your spine. As you breathe in, lengthen arms and legs again, reaching up or maybe out to the side if it's more comfortable. Breathing out and down. We can come back to Namaste. We can start again from the beginning. Breathing in, take the arms around the body and up. Breathing out, palms together at the center of the chest. Breathing in one more time. Breathing out, palms together, center of the chest. Breathe in as you lift your right leg, right knee and your arms up, opening the chest a little. Breathing out as you draw your knee into chest, maybe rounding a little. Breathe in as you lengthen through the right leg and lengthen the arms up. Breathing out, releasing that foot down. Let's bring our hands to the center of the chest because it's then where they need to be for the next side. Breathing in, reach the arms around the body and up. Breathing out, palms together at the center of the chest. Breathing in, arms around the body and up. Breathing out, palms together, center of the chest. Breathing in, reaching the arms up and lifting the left knee, opening the chest perhaps. Breathing out, rounding through the spine, drawing that knee into the chest. Breathing in as you lengthen the left leg, the arms and the legs, arms as well. Breathing out, palms together, center of the chest. I'm going to add some movement to this now. Or some additional movement. So we're breathing in, take the arms around the body. We'll just do this once. Breathing out, palms together, center of the chest. Breathing in, lifting the right knee, lifting the arms. Breathing out as you round through the spine, draw the knee into the chest. And then here we're going to sit tall. We're going to leave the left hand on the right leg, extend the right leg, and reach the right arm out to the right side. So we're doing a twist instead of just length. And then come back to the center. And then we're going to reach the arms up and over to the left, a nice little side bend to the left, and then come back to the center and bring the palms down to the center of the chest. So just adding that little twist, little side bend as well. Left side. Breathe in, take the arms around the body, lift the chest, lift the chin. Breathing out, palms together, center of the chest. Just one of those on this round. Breathing in, lift the left knee, lift the arms up, open the chest a little. Breathing out as you round through the spine, gather that knee in, curling the body forward. Here we're going to sit tall, leave the right hand on the left thigh, lengthen the left leg, and then reach the left arm around behind us. So we're sitting tall, we're in a spinal twist. And then we're coming back to center, releasing the left foot to the floor. We're going to reach the arms up and over to the right side. So we get a side bend of the left side of the body, coming back to the center and finding the palms together at the center of the chest. One more of those to each side. Breathing in, reach the arms around the body and up. Breathing out, palms together at the center of the chest. Breathe in, lift the right knee and the arms up, opening the chest. Breathing out as you round through the spine, hug that knee in towards you. Keep hold of your left hand on your right leg, lengthen the leg forwards and reach the right arm around to the right, doing a nice side twist. And then coming back to the center, right foot on the floor, reach the arms up and over, bending over to the left side. And back to the center, and we'll take the palms together at the center of the chest. Breathe in, reach the arms around the body and up. Breathing out, palms together at the center of the chest. Breathe in, reach the arms up, lift the left knee, open the chest. Breathe out as you round through your spine, hug your knee towards you. Leave your right hand on your left leg, reach the left leg forward, and then reach the left arm back behind you. Nice spinal twist. As you come back to center, left foot finds the floor, reach the arms up and over to the right, side bend to the right. And then returning to center, bringing the palms down to the center of the chest. And whilst I didn't say that, I know that all of those of you who practice with me regularly know that when there's no breath mentioned, find your natural breath. So we're just going to sit for a moment, maybe the feet a little bit wider, resting the hands wherever is comfortable, closing the eyes or gazing gently downward, and just observing the effect of your practice. A little moment of stillness is a great counterpose for any coordinated breath and movement, salutation or vinyasa. And then we're going to move into standing. So shuffling yourself back on your seat a little, still finding your feet underneath your knees, but making sure you've got a good amount of purchase on the chair seat. We're going to do our sit to stand and then come all the way up into standing. So we'll do a few sit to stand first, float and release. So firm in the belly, reaching the arms forward to float the weight onto the feet and then gently releasing the hips down. We want to really control that release back down as well. Pressing into the feet, firm the belly, reach the hands forward and then gently releasing down. Thinking about really using the strength of the legs here, the strength of center, and releasing. And remember, a little practice here goes a long way. So if you practice these every day, at the end of the week, you'll be much stronger. At the end of the month, you'll probably be able to do this better than me. Reaching forward one more time, and then releasing. This time we're going to come all the way up into standing. So we're reaching forward to hover first, and then pressing into the feet to stand all the way tall. Open the arms wide to lift the chest. Maybe even let the hips come forward just a touch. And then reaching the hands forward at the same time as we reach the tailbone backwards, gently bending the knees to settle the buttocks onto the seat again. That's the toughie bit. If you need to look, that's fine. But once you're confident the chair is there and it's not going to move, try and do it without looking or twisting. Reaching the hands forward, hovering first, pressing into the legs to stand tall. Maybe let the hips come forward, maybe open the chest towards the ceiling. And then come the opposite way, reaching the hands forward, reaching the tailbone backward, bending slowly at the knees to lightly kiss the buttocks to the seat. Let's do two more like this. Reaching the hands forward, firm in the belly, floating first, and then pressing through the legs to stand all the way tall. And then coming the opposite way, reaching the fingertips forward, reaching the tailbone back at the same time, gently settling the seat to the seat. Last time, and we'll stay standing up this time. Hover first, press into the legs to stand all the way tall, open your chest. And then just standing tall, float your arms down to your side. Give yourself a little rolling shoulder. Make sure you feel really centered and steady on your feet. And we're just going to find our Tadasana. We've got quite wide feet, but that's fine. We'll find our mountain pose here. We're going to spread the toes. Think about scooping the center of the foot upwards. Think about gently tucking the tailbone under slightly if that feels good to you. If it doesn't feel so centered, that's fine. Keep a more neutral spine. A little soft across the knees. Lift in the pelvic floor and the belly muscles. Turn the palms forward. Let the fingertips come down towards the mat. At the same time, Think about lengthening the crown of the head. Find a point of focus ahead of you that's not moving, or if you would like to and you know that you're steady on your feet, you can close your eyes for a few moments. Anytime you feel unsteady, please feel free to open the eyes. Remember, you can always hold on to something as you close the eyes just to make sure that you feel strong and stable. A couple of deep breaths here, observing the effect of your practice so far. And when you're ready, you can gently relax. Fantastic stuff. We have done, so chair pose is this pose where we've got the knees bent. WK10 it's called, and it's a really, really good pose for strengthening the legs, which helps us to maintain a stable footing on the floor. And it also helps us to improve our bone density, or encourage bone density is probably the right way to put it. So a fantastic practice to add to your practice, and over the summer holidays, maybe something you would like to practice often. We're going to take the feet nice and wide now and allow a little softness in the knees. And so begin with a bounce here, maybe a little bounce over one foot and then the other. You don't need to be swaying a great deal, but just a little transfer of weight to one side and then the other. And then when you're ready, try and find your center. And we're going to lift from the soles of the feet to the crown of the head, lifting in the belly, and gently twist from side to side. Nice, loose, heavy arms, wrapping the body and tapping the body wherever they fall. And we're going to focus on the tapping today. So we're going to start with tapping as low down as we can, as long as our arms allow us. So somewhere around about the buttocks or the sides of the body, the hips, the groin or pelvis. And then we're going to let the arms bend a little bit more so we can tap across maybe the top of the hip bones and the low abdomen and the back of the hips above the buttocks. And then we're going to bend the arms a little bit more so we can tap across the waist. And at this point, if you would like to, you can free your feet also to pivot on your toes, just so you're not feeling a bit twisty in the knees. And then we can bend the arms a little bit more, maybe tap somewhere across the chest and the upper, not the upper back parts, but the bottom of the ribs above the waist. And then we're going to start bending the knees. A little soft bounce in the knees. And you might tap the opposite shoulder in front of you and aim for the opposite side of the rib cage behind you. So not straining, just wherever the arms go to naturally. The front arm is the more important one today, at least in this variation. Getting that nice soft bounce in the knees, really buoyant, feeling the transfer of the weight. And we're going to turn this into a sideways movement. So we're going to reach the arms across the body, reach the opposite foot away, just a nice soft bend in the knees in between. And this is really graceful and light. Graceful and light. We make it graceful and light by being strong in the center. So lifting in the belly muscles. You might like to look in the direction your hands are going. You might need the stability of looking forwards and fixing your focus. It's not a problem. If you can, begin to step the extended leg backwards a little bit. Do that only if you don't feel unsteady, or use a chair for support. You can have your chair in the center and take one hand down to your chair and the other one across the body. If you feel comfortable here, you can begin to float that back leg off the floor. Coming back to that nice bouncing knee position. And for those of you who would like to use a little bit more, you can begin to take the arms back as well. And here we get this gentle forward bending squat and then a gentle back bending as well. We'll do one more to each side. And then bringing the feet back to steadiness, just swaying back to center. As you come back to center and stillness, standing tall, let the fingertips be heavy, let the crown of the head lift. closing the eyes or gazing gently downward. Observe the effect of your practice. Hopefully you feel the little increase in the heart rate and the breath rate. Take a few deeper breaths. Excuse me. Very good. When you're ready, you can blink your eyes open, just roll your shoulders a few times. It's quite hard work on the shoulders, all about our movement, and we have prepared them, but just so you know, it's not unusual to feel the effort there. Okay, so somebody recently asked me about standing abdominal exercises. So we're going to do some of those today because we've worked on core in all sorts of different ways this term, but we're going to use a little chair for support. And for those who don't need the support of the chair, you can try doing these freestanding, but that is completely optional. It's not a better or a worse or harder or less hard, it's just different. So we're going to start with swinging our outside leg. And we've done these throughout the year. So standing onto your inside standing leg, standing nice and tall, just swinging this outside leg. If you can, keep that leg nice and straightish as it goes back behind you. You might have a little soft knee, but not bending the knee. So there's not this action. Very good. And if you'd like to, you can point the toes forward and extend through the heel, flex the foot backwards. And this in itself is using quite a lot of your center to remain stable, particularly if you're staying upright, so avoiding moving with your leg. Very good. And then stepping onto both feet. Take a moment here, and then we're going to do the other side. So I've just got the chair on one side today. I'm just transferring my weight and then swinging the opposite leg. So here our core, the center of our body is stabilizing so that we can make this movement. And it's that action which is in itself creating abdominal work. Pointing the toes forwards, flexing the heel backwards. Very good. And then when you're ready, standing onto both feet. So we're going to do a little movement across the body, and I'm going to use this wall, and I'm using my inside leg, my left leg, and use the chair when I'm using my right leg. So you can swap the chair to either side. You can have two chairs, whichever you prefer. So first, standing tall, using a fingertip touch on your support. So you don't want to lean on it, don't want to feel like you're using more support than you need. So fingertip touch, standing nice and tall. The right leg will be the standing leg. And we're going to take the left leg back ever so slightly and the right arm forwards. And then we're just going to bring the knee and the elbow towards each other. They don't have to get anywhere close. It's just an action of lengthening them away and then bringing them forward to each other. So we're making this motion, we're trying to keep the core of the body nice and strong. I think this is number 4. We'll aim to do 10. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Stand onto both feet for a moment. Rest your arms down to your side or wriggle anything that needs wriggling. And remember, your standing stable leg is getting a great workout too. And then the same thing on the other side. I'm using a chair this time. We're reaching the left arm up and the right foot back, nice and steady and stable, strong through the core, bringing the elbow and knee towards each other, and then reaching the leg and arm away. If you wish to, you can step your foot to the floor every time. If you wish to, you can float your foot away from the floor. A little bit more effort for the standing leg. This is 6, I think. Let's do 4 more. 7, 8, 9, 10. Lovely job. Standing onto both feet, arms down to the side, a little wriggle through the shoulders, little wriggle through the hips. Very nice. So this was a movement where we took the leg and arm backwards and brought it forwards. We're going to do the same thing, but going out to the side. So again, I'm going to change my position to support with my left hand. I'm going to take my left leg out to the side and my right arm out to the side. And then I'm going to move them across the body. So they don't have to touch. The arm and the elbow and the knee are moving across the body. 2, 3, strong and stable in the center. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lovely job. Stand onto both feet. Very good. One more on this side as well. Stepping the right foot out to the right, the left arm comes to the left. Steady and stable through center, moving the elbow and the knee across the body. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very nice. Resting your arms down, giving yourself a little wiggle. And we can have a little, not child's pose, we can have a little downward facing dog, hands onto the chair, step your feet away, nice wide feet, soften the knees, extending through the tailbone, head between the shoulders, maybe even head between the arms, maybe even turning the head from side to side and swaying the hips gently from side to side if that feels good. With the belly scooped in and length through the back of the body. Soften the knees, walking forwards to your chair. Come to an upright position. If it feels good, you can stay hanging onto your chair. If you prefer, you can step away from your chair. Bring your palms together at the center of the chest, chin to chest. Give yourself a gentle smile. And then raise your head and open your eyes. Aces. So one of the nice things to do with the standing abdominal muscles is the sides of the body. We have done a little bit of that, but working into the deeper muscles. So for this, you don't have to hold on anywhere. You reach your arms out nice and wide. We've got the feet a comfortable distance apart. We can have softness in the knees if it feels good. And to drop the shoulders down just to create a little bit of length down the sides of the body and firm in the center. And then imagine you're trying to tap your fingers on something just a little bit further away on your left and back to center, and then on your right and back to center. So it's this little tap to one side and tap to the other. We keep the hips still all the time, and you can do this as slowly or as quickly. Not much quicker than this, but a little bit if you want to do from side to side, so you feel that you're centered in the center, but you're moving all of the time from side to side, and you can begin to really feel it in the center of the body, perhaps down the sides of the body as you move your upper body, but keep the hips nice and still. Lovely job. Let's do a few more to each side. And then we're going to relax the arms down, roll through the shoulders. Oh, maybe even draw the shoulders open, chest open, and then round through the back. Get a nice movement through the upper body and try to release the effort that we've made. Wriggle the shoulders as well. And so that movement of moving, keeping the hips still but moving the arms is very similar to what we do with our hips when we move just our hips, and that's what we're going to do next. So keeping the feet in the same sort of position, the arms can be wherever is comfortable. So if they're tired, you can just rest the hands on the hips. If you'd like to further promote strength through the upper body, you can reach the arms wide. And we're just moving the hips from side to side, but keeping the chest and the upper body nice and still. So you get a very similar feeling, but we're going to turn this into circles. So we get the opportunity to do a little bit more with the low body in this position. You can do this with the upper body as well. It's just a little bit harder to coordinate. So maybe not today, maybe for the future. And then the opposite way as well. So trying to keep the upper body nice and still and moving just the hips around in a circle. It doesn't matter what your movement looks like. If it's nice and small, it's okay. And in fact, it's probably quite useful to do some nice and small as well. And if you haven't done nice and small in the other direction, then just final few rotations in the opposite direction as well. And then come to center, relax the arms down to the side, roll through the shoulders. Let's take a couple of cleansing breaths before we sit down for relaxation. Breathing in, take the arms around the body and up. Breathing out, palms together to the center of the chest. One more. Breathing in, arms around the body and up. Breathing out, palms together at the center of the chest. When you're ready, you can relax your arms to your side and prepare your chair for relaxation. So just having whatever you need. I'm just going to grab a blanket from over here. And these blocks to pop my feet up onto. But you might prefer to recline on a sofa, or you might prefer to take this video to bed. Obviously not for those who are here practicing in this moment, but if you're practicing on the recording, then you can take this video to bed and just recline in your bed in a comfortable position for relaxation. And if it turns into a nap, then that's fine too. If you're doing this on the video, you can actually set YouTube so that it doesn't automatically play another video, and then it will just end at the end of this video and you can drift off for a little nap. Perfect. So wherever you've decided to be, softening back into your support, taking a few moments to get yourself comfortable here. And then we'll take some deep breaths. Drawing a long deep breath in and sighing out as you exhale. We're going to repeat that 3 more times. A long deep breath in. Let all of the effort of practice go. A long deep breath in. Let your muscles begin to relax. This time, on your long deep breath in, gently sigh out and surrender down into the chair and the floor. Allow your breath to fall into its natural rhythm, falling into quietness. Take your awareness into your forehead, feel it soften. Feel the area around your eyes relaxing. Your mouth, tongue, and jaw releasing. Let the shoulders feel heavy. The arms and hands feel heavy, supported on the lap. Let the buttocks and backs of the legs feel heavy into the chair seat, and the feet feel heavy into the floor. Allow the back of the body to rest back into whatever is behind you. Allow yourself to feel held, supported, so that you might relax and soften down. Move your awareness to your breath. Feel the gentle ebb and flow of your natural breath. Notice the rate and the rhythm of your breath. Notice where the breath moves in the body. Notice the sensation of coolness as you breathe in through the nostrils, and warmth as the breath leaves the body. Allow your awareness to rest on your breath whenever you are aware of it, whenever you notice it. Softening a little deeper with every exhalation. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Bring your awareness back into your hands and your feet by moving your fingers, your toes, maybe rolling the wrists and the ankles a few times. When you feel ready, take a deep breath in and stretch the body in any way that feels good. Maybe yawning, maybe stretching one side and then the other. Oh. Gather your hands back to center. And today we're going to just rest the palms together. Take the chin towards the chest. In this moment, feeling, I hope, a little bit proud of yourself for carving out this time for yoga, for giving your body this nurture, this space, this love. And I hope that you feel the benefits of that throughout this week and through the coming holidays. Gently smile to yourself. And when you're ready, raising your head, opening your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me in this term of yoga. I hope you have found it useful. And remember to like and subscribe on this channel. There's loads and loads of videos, hundreds, in fact, of videos that are free on this channel as a resource for you to use whenever you need to for your home practice. I look forward to seeing you next time. Namaste.